and welcome back to the house. The garden is still doing its thing, but as you might notice in the back, we are no longer surrounded by corn. We were gone this weekend, so I'm not exactly sure if they harvested it at the end of last week or if they came out and harvested it today. But yeah, all the corn has been harvested. This bed I actually managed to get planted up to about where those sticks are. And I still have a little bit more space where I can plant some things. There's lots of tomatoes and peppers that I need to harvest and figure out what I'm planting for the winter. So that's all happening. On the house, there's a bunch of little things that Francis and I have been doing, so we haven't really done like the wallpaper or anything like that. But you can see the final coat on the back has actually been put on. So as far as I know, I believe the back is completely done. But the side here still needs its final coat and some touch-ups. There's like some spots that still need to be covered, and the front still needs its stuff. I'll go ahead and go into the house and show you what the barn is looking like. So in the barn, Francis cleaned up a bit, but you can see for the most part, it's almost done. They still need to do some touch-ups and the final coat. They're putting this like metal bracing or kind of molding, I guess, which will end up looking like it does on this side, where we have kind of a nice delineation between the bottom section and the upper section. Mainly just because the bottom section is thicker than the upper section, so rather than trying to fill it all in and make it uniform, that was really the easiest thing to do. Unfortunately, on this side, they actually brought it too high, so the window didn't open, which is why there's a bunch of crap here, because they need to fix that. And Francis actually did a ton of concrete, or actually it's technically mortar work around this door frame to get it looking semi-nice, because it was really kind of messed up before. So he did a lot of like actually framing in the corners with like box molds and filling in all the holes. And then he actually got like a special grinder to let him grind the concrete to create it, to make it more even. So this is what the inside of the barn is looking like. And this side, eventually, like this is basically the stage before this wall. And then I think they're also putting like the final finishing layer similar to the outside. And I would take you in that door, but obviously we can't. So I'll take you in the house. Actually, I'll take you outside. Because yeah, so in addition to the window issue, the wall guy's machine actually damaged the rail to the gate. So we had to cut a section of the rail out, and it needs replacing. So that got added to the list. The electrician, we now have like some shutters working again because the electrician got out, and he pulled the wires to the lanterns and got the shutters working. This is actually where we have like a little old basin sink inside the house, which originally would have been used for washing up, and then the water would have just drained out here. We went ahead and had the electrician dig up the section so that we could put a proper grounding wire in there, because previously the house wasn't actually grounded properly. So he went ahead and did that. And then here we're coming into the salon. So we have the door to the barn, which I can't go in. The electrician is basically done, I think, with my room. It's still being used as a staging area. And in the house, he is finishing up upstairs and finishing up in here. Up here we had the old wall-mounted air conditioning unit, which actually, when I take you upstairs, there's a hole in the wall because this thing created water that needed to be pumped out. So they actually pumped it out and then diverted it somewhere else. Whereas he actually went and had to bring some electricity through this wall anyway. So we're going ahead and rerouting the drain. I think it's going to be this white tube actually now goes down in there and goes out that hole that I just showed you outside. So now we won't actually need a pump. The air conditioning unit there will just piss basically outside. The air conditioning unit that's going to be going in our room is going out into the back, and then as is the one upstairs. Nothing much is happening over there, and nothing much is happening in the kitchen yet. However, I have been told that the cabinet work will continue this week at some point. And they are not doing the countertops next. They are actually going to finish putting the cabinets up here and then get the doors on. And then the cabinet, the counters are being ordered. So that is happening. And then I'm not sure if I showed you, but in the laundry room, we actually have our washer dryer. Francis got a coffee machine because when we're working here, everybody wants their coffee. So that's, you know, little blessings, coffee. But yeah, let's go upstairs. So yeah, upstairs isn't really a room that I often show. Oh, it's good I came because he left the light on. But yeah, so he's got the plugs in. This is actually the hole where the water pump was. So we are no longer going to need that. I don't think we're gonna need that other hole in the corner, as is this little white thing is actually a telephone port. So we're not gonna need that either. And I'm not really sure what's happening here. But yeah, it looks like light switches and all the outlets have basically been done in here. His air conditioning unit is going to end up going there. Down here is interesting. So there used to be a giant closet here, and if I find a picture, I'll throw it in. But yeah, so when we took the closet out, we figured out that they had kind of hidden this. We think this is some old heating vent for the fireplace that's downstairs. Which actually, this entire box, which is huge, I mean, it's probably like 5 feet by 8 feet or something, was intended to protect their kid from the chimney. It's a massive overkill. It's completely hollow in there, and I think there's a plan to actually take this away and make it a lot smaller, while at the same time figuring out how to route some heat from the fireplace downstairs. But that's a whole nother project. I guess in any house renovation, you start with what you think needs to happen, and then you figure out everything else that actually needs to happen. So yeah, eventually this bathroom is going to get redone. Well, the toilet room is going to get redone. But yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, look, they work. Ta-da! Yeah, so we have 2 lights over there. The light up here, And I think, yeah, this one does the appliques that are gonna go on the staircase here. So yeah, it's cool. The electrician is very quickly finishing up in the house, which means that we can start cleaning up and potentially start doing the wallpaper, which for this room is actually in here. We decided to go really bold. Oof. And we've picked, I mean, you can't really tell because there's just not enough light. It's actually a really pretty peacock blue color. The previous color was burgundy, which I love. And we decided to stay in the same color family, but we went with blue instead. So yeah, imagine this is all going to be peacock blue. The back there is going to be white, as is the facing wall towards us. But this whole wall is also going to be peacock blue. And the jury is still out as to whether or not we're going to leave that white or if we're going to wallpaper that. Basically, the idea is that we'll go ahead and wallpaper this side and this side because we know for sure those are going to be blue, and then kind of see what it actually looks like in person to decide whether or not we want to do blue there. So yeah, the wall guys outside should be coming back. Well, they should have been back today, but they didn't come. So we're hoping that they are just wrapping up their other job, and will come back tomorrow. And yeah, I think that's about it for this week. Things coming are the kitchen cabinet doors, the rest of the wall work. Eventually I'll get to like the whole septic beautification thing over there, and I'll finish pruning the wisteria here, and we'll finish the wallpaper in the bedroom. And yeah, things are happening slowly but surely. But that's it for this week. I will see you next week with whatever updates we have going on.